Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers, from the works of Sri Aurobindo and Mother. Today, Krishna and Radha, from Sri Aurobindo. The desire of the soul for God is there thrown into symbolic figure in the lyrical love cycle of Radha and Krishna. The nature soul in man seeking for the divine soul through love, seized and mastered by his beauty, attracted by his magical flute, abandoning human cares and duties for this one overpowering passion, and in the cadence of its phrases, passing through first desire to the bliss of union, the pangs of separation, the eternal longing and reunion, the Leela of the love of the human spirit for God. The coming of sex on seeing the image of Krishna and Radha is due to the past association of sex with the cult of Radha Krishna. But in fact, the image has nothing to do with sex. The true symbol for it would not be the human sex attraction, but the soul, the psychic, hearing the call of the divine and flowering into the complete love and surrender that brings the supreme Ananda. That is what Radha and Krishna, by their divine union, bring about in the human consciousness. And it is so that you must regard it, throwing aside the old sex associations. Radha is the personification of the absolute love for the divine, total and integral in all parts of the being, from the highest spiritual to the physical, bringing the absolute self-giving and total consecration of all the being, and calling down into the body and the most material nature, the supreme Ananda. We speak here also of Krishna's light in the mind, Krishna's light in the vital, etc. But it is a special light. In the mind it brings clarity, freedom from obscurity, mental error, and perversion. In the vital, it clears out all perilous stuff, and where it is, there is a pure and divine happiness and gladness. Some lines from Savitri. As thus she passed in that mysterious place, through room and room, through door and rock-hewn door, she felt herself made one with all she saw. A sealed identity within her woke. She knew herself the beloved of the Supreme. These gods and goddesses were he and she. The mother was she of beauty and delight. The Word in Brahma's vast creating clasp. The world puissance on Almighty Shiva's lap. The Master and the Mother of all lives, watching the worlds their twin regard had made, and Krishna and Radha forever entwined in bliss. The adorer and the adored, self-lost and one. There is another form of this realization in which the jiva disappears into and becomes one with the Shakti, and there is then only the play of that Shakti with the Ishvara. Mahadeva and Kali, Krishna and Radha, the Deva and the Devi. Krishna with Radha is the symbol of the divine love. From the Mother, speaking on the synthesis of yoga. This brings us back to the symbol of Krishna and Radha. Krishna is the one of whom Sri Aurobindo speaks here, the divine flute player, that is to say, the immanent and universal divine, who is the supreme power of attraction, and the soul, the psychic personality, called here Radha, who responds to the call of the flute player. So I have been asked to say something this evening on the Radha consciousness. That is, in fact, on the way in which the individual soul answers the call of the divine. Krishna represents both the universal Godhead and the immanent Godhead, by whom one can meet within one's being and in all that constitutes the manifested world. And do you want to know why he is always represented as a child? It is because he is in constant progression. To the extent that the world is perfected, his play is also perfected. What was the play of yesterday will no longer be the play of tomorrow. His play will become more and more harmonious, benign, and joyful, to the extent that the world becomes capable of responding to it and enjoying it with the divine. Question to Mother. Can you tell me whether Radha actually existed? Volumes are being written to prove that she did not. Mother. Surely she has lived and is still living. Radha's consciousness symbolizes perfect attachment to the divine. This brings us back to the symbol of Krishna and Radha.